design thinking in a way where it's like almost like I think of it as critical thinking, because it shows where you're thinking right, like critically. And with the science project, it's important to have a mistake mechanic, because let's say something goes wrong, you want to fix it. So you make a mistake and you're fixing it. So that's a mistake mechanic. And I approach that is when I have successes and this worked out for me, and I go back and I realize my successes, I'm going to do the same thing again, but give myself more successes.
Awesome.
And LA, when I come in to this classroom, when I'm doing, like, let's say a paragraph, I have to reread it and fix, like, sometimes when you write down, you can't really realize what you're actually saying and if it actually makes sense, so you have to read it out loud. You really have the bonding relationship, and you help, and the other person, or you help the other person to figure out what you did wrong. Similarity between science and language arts, because science, you work on your like, let's say you're working on a project, you work on your project, you keep on working on it, and you make a mistake. It's life, but then you fix it. In LA, you also fix that, and there's a right for grammar, but there's no right for how you actually write. So I think that being a mistake mechanic is really good for both of those. But when I'm in Judaic studies, there really is a right and there really is a wrong. That Mrs. Shree and Mrs. Landy are working together, because Mrs. Shree is helping out with the science part and teaching us how to be a mistake mechanic in science and being a success strategist in science. And Mrs. Landy is teaching us about how to be a mistake mechanic in LA and a success strategist in LA.
So, but why are we working together? Like, why wouldn't we just do that individually in our own classes? What does it show you, hopefully, about
Partnership.
Okay, good.